come to the second part of this topic, the nutrition in plants. So now we understand photosynthesis. So how the plants, specifically the leaves, are adapted to carry out photosynthesis. How the leaves, to speed up and to maximize the photosynthetic rate. Now this is very important, so I want to make sure you memorize all the reasons here, because pretty much they're going to ask you in the examination. So first of all, if you look at the leaves here, so remember the first reason, okay, the leaf is in generally thin, so this can shorten the diffusion distance. So I'm sorry for my poor handwriting because I want to go over everything quick. So what does it mean by shorten the diffusion distance? Imagine, okay, this is the cross section of a leaf, correct? If the leaf is actually, like for example, wow, so huge, okay, oh yeah, shit, right? What happened? Because think in this way, the gas exchange goes here, wow, it takes so much time to come up here, right? So it takes too much time. So that's why first, the leaves are thin, so they can shorten the diffusion distance and speed up the diffusion rate for gas exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen. Okay, so this is the first factor. Secondly, of course, the leaf is large, okay, flat, so this can increase the surface area for what? If you just write increase surface area, no marks, bro. Like what you have to write, the larger the surface area, so in this case, more light exposure, right? So in this case, more photosynthesis can be carried out at the leaves. Easy, right? Third, they have stomata, correct? So stomata, it's basically where gas exchange are happened. They can be closed or opened by guard cells. Okay, so remember, you write in this way. Stomata is open and closed by, okay, the guard cells, which regulates the gas exchange of both the carbon dioxide and water. So the presence of stomata can facilitate the gas exchange between the plants and in the leaves. And remember, for most of the plants, okay, most, not completely, stomata are usually at the lower part of the leaves, not on the upper part. Why? Because the upper part is covered with cuticle. So what's the function of cuticle? Okay, that is cuticle, which basically it's a waxy layer to prevent water losses. Because remember, okay, you are illuminated by light. Light, if you, just like you do sunbathing, right, you will get warm up, so you will have water losses. So you want to have the cuticle to make sure to prevent or reduce water loss. And also, for your reference, these cuticles, they're basically they're basically transparent. Why? Because these are what we call the, I hope you remember, the pellucid, right? The pellucid mesophyll. These are the spongy mesophyll. So the pellucid mesophyll, the pellucid mesophyll are closely packed, okay, because that's where they are exposed to the sunlight, correct? So that's why they have to be closely packed. And for these groups of cells, usually they have more chlorophyll. Now remember, all the cells here, they all have chlorophyll. It's just for this group of cells, they have more. Okay, so why? Of course, because they are the one that are exposed to sunlight. You want to make sure there's more photosynthesis. You need more chlorophyll, so you have more chlorophyll to carry out. What about the spongy mesophyll? What are their functions? Easy lah. Spongy mesophyll, you can see their arrangement is not closely packed. They are more like loosely packed. So thanks to that, you will have airspace. So these airspace, can allow the temporary storage of the CO2 or O2, or in other words, okay, in the exam, that is where these airspace can facilitate the gas exchange, okay, between these plant cells. Because during photosynthesis, we know that it will absorb CO2 and water and release oxygen gas. So that's why it will facilitate the gas exchange thanks to this airspace, because of the irregular arrangement of the mesophyll cells. Okay? Pretty much I think there's enough factors. But just in case, if you want to know more, one last factor, that is they have the what we call vascular bundle. So the vascular bundle consists of xylem and phloem. And if you remember, what is the function of xylem? What is the function of phloem? So xylem and phloem, it's like the blood vessels of human being. So xylem mainly transport water and mineral ions, and also they are mainly used for structural support. Phloem, it's where they mainly carried organic food. That is the food produced from the photosynthesis, specifically sucrose. Now, don't ask me why. All you need to know is, I'm a plant cell, I do photosynthesis, I produce this glucose, I turn them into sucrose in order to put it into the phloem and deliver it to the whole body. Okay? So that's why like sucrose, amino acids from the leaves to other part, specifically the root. Because root are not illuminated by light that much, so they cannot carry out photosynthesis. They will die. So don't worry, the leaves will take care. Me, the leaves, I will produce the food, okay? Root, don't worry, I'll deliver it to you after I make them. So that's why these vascular bundle can further facilitate photosynthesis. Why? Xylem constantly will bring water from the root to the leaves, correct? Root is absorbing water from the soil, so they can deliver the water to the leaves for photosynthesis, right? Because photosynthesis requires CO2 and water, like what we learned in the previous lecture. So that's why in this case, we better have them ready here. So basically, these are the adaptations for the leaves. Now, the last part of the syllabus, that is where they need you to know 2 ions that is very important to the plants. One, Mg2+. I know if you didn't study chem, just memorize it, which is what we call the magnesium ions. The second one is nitrate, Nitrate, nitrate ions. Magnesiums, just remember, they are used to produce chlorophyll. Chlorophyll, very important. So that's why if you have a lack of magnesium ion, less production of chlorophyll. And we know chlorophyll pigment is green, correct? So that's why if less magnesium ion, which means less chlorophyll production, so there'll be a yellowing of the leaves, and photosynthetic rate will be affected, and the amount of food produced will be affected, and sayonara, it died, okay, the plants. Nitrate, very important too. Remember, nitrate contains nitrogen. Nitrogen is a very important element for proteins and amino acid. So that's why in this case, without nitrate, no amino acid. No amino acid, no proteins. No proteins, die. Because, of course, come on, we need proteins. Why? Hormones, enzymes, lots of things are made up of proteins. So without proteins, which means no enzymes, and we know enzymes are involved in a lot of different chemical reactions, metabolic reactions in living organism, photosynthesis, respirations, these are all catalyzed by enzymes. So we need enzymes. So that's why if we have a lack of nitrate, how do we describe it? So no nitrate ion, nitrate ions, no amino acid, no proteins, stunted growth. Come on, we need proteins to grow, right? Just like as we drink milk, we eat cheese rich in protein, we can grow. So that's why stunted growth for the plants. And that's everything we need to know about the nutrition in plants. Good job!